What's up, geeks and gamers? It's Jeremy coming to you with another video, and today I have got a video that Kathleen Kennedy, Lucasfilm, J.J. Abrams, Rian Johnson do not want you to see. They do not want this to get traction, and I believe it will get some traction. So I want to thank our community for constantly reaching out to me or reaching out to other YouTubers, smaller YouTubers than myself, and telling me about them. We just put Ivan Ortega's channel. We gave him a shout out. Jessie Milestone, we gave her a shout out, and she actually is going to be part of this channel. And yesterday, Anna from That Star Wars Girl YouTube channel reached out to me based on people telling her about Geeks and Gamers. And so Anna and I had a long phone call. She knows her stuff, and with her permission, she granted me, I am going to be playing her video on this channel. I want you to all subscribe to her channel. I think everyone needs to share the hell out of this video. Everybody needs to see this video. It's really good, and she really knows her stuff. And this is the type of message, these are the type of people we need to speak up and speak out about what's going on with Star Wars. Because I'm not stopping, we're not stopping until we are heard. We are tired of being called man babies. We're tired of being called racist and sexist. We're tired of identity politics, and nothing is going to stop me on this platform. And I appreciate all of you with your continued support. So without further ado, I am passing it over to Anna, and she's about to kick your ass with some facts. Have a great day, everyone. Talk to you later.
So I was watching this interview, and one of the things when I'm researching a person, I like to go and I watch interviews because an interview is coming directly from the source, and once that person says it, it can't be unsaid, especially on video or recording, because it's already come out of their mouth, and once it comes out of their mouth, that's set in stone. So I was watching this interview, and this woman, who's the new head of Star Wars, took it upon herself to make this declaration to the world that the reason why they killed off Luke Skywalker is because, you know, as a woman, he is unrelatable to us. And the only character that we can relate to is Princess Leia. And she felt the need to get rid of him to make way for more female characters that us women can relate to. And when I watched that, I was like, are you kidding me? I apologize for cussing, but what? You have never watched Star Wars, have you? And you don't know what you were talking about. If you want to be the new face of Star Wars and be the voice for women and feminism, you really need to go back and watch Star Wars and honestly just reevaluate your opinions and your life, because you don't know what the hell you are talking about. When you go and you watch Star Wars, which I highly doubt you ever have, and if it was on, it was because, maybe someone that watched Star Wars, like your dad or your brothers or, your coworkers. And yes, you got this job because you have this amazing resume, because you worked for Steven Spielberg and you got your name in all these amazing movies. So congratulations for half-assing your way through life and writing on somebody else's good name and talent, but you have none of your own, and your opinions are not valid because you don't know what the hell you are talking about. Being a woman, a very passionate Star Wars fan who loves Star Wars, I 100% disagree with you, and I think that you should have never been able to take the stance that you did because you have no knowledge and no form of reference and no proof. Did you go out and talk to every single woman that is a huge Star Wars fan? No, you didn't. You just decided to partner up with someone and say, hey, let's take everything that somebody loved and let's just completely destroy it. So, you know what? You need to be fired, and you should never work on a movie again because you don't know anything about characters, about plot, about writing, about how to make a successful story and how to have successful components put in to one another. And if you are going to portray a point, you have absolutely no idea how to do that. And if you want to be the face of feminism, you need to learn what that is and how to do it successfully, because you epically failed and you made everyone that watched the new Star Wars movie hate every single female character aside from Princess Leia, because guess what? George Lucas wrote her and her character, and George Lucas made her who she was to us, and Carrie Fisher made her amazing and made her so loved and gave her that presence, and you did not do her justice. You took everything that Carrie Fisher and that Princess Leia were and decided to just throw it to the side. And it's extremely offensive. And not only did you decide to do that to Carrie, but you decided to do that to Mark Hamill too. You think that women cannot relate to Luke Skywalker? Well, you are 100% wrong. When you watch the original Star Wars, guess what? Luke is the most relatable character in that, because Luke isn't perfect. Luke has to work for what he got. He had to learn how to use the Force. He's not like Rey, where she just got good at it overnight. Luke struggled to learn how to be a good Jedi. You watch A New Hope and see how he's just barely learning, and how, yes, he is talented because his father was Anakin Skywalker and he's so strong with the Force, and he had Obi-Wan Kenobi to kind of guide him through that first movie. So yes, he was able to destroy the Death Star, but you know what? He had a lot of practice growing up on Tatooine and practice shooting, and he could make that shot, and he did have the Force on his side, so it made sense why he was able to destroy the Death Star. And then you watch The Empire Strikes Back, where he goes to Dagobah and he learns from Yoda and he hates it. He is going through an absolute living hell with Yoda and he's struggling, and all he wants to do is he wants to get better fast, and Yoda says, no, Luke, you need patience. You need to learn this hard stuff before you can get to the good stuff, which is what it is like to learn any skill. You have to go through hell before you're going to get better. I learned that when I was in college learning how to draw. It was absolute hell drawing for, every single day from sun up to sundown, even past sundown, and just drawing until now, when I know how to draw a face and I know how to draw stuff. It is absolute hell to learn a skill, and that is something that you do not understand. You think that people can just get good at it like that, and that is not how the world works. As a child watching Star Wars, I was very young and I watched it, and guess what? I didn't relate to Princess Leia. She, to me, was the most unrelatable character because she was perfect. She was beautiful. She was strong. She was confident. She could withstand torture. She could hold her ground against, the most evil guy in the galaxy, Darth Vader. And, she still had sass when she was talking to Tarkin. And, she was just like, yeah, she didn't even crack underneath the torture. I couldn't do that. The second my parents tried to guilt trip me, yeah, I kind of caved. Sometimes, not all the time. If they were like, you're not going to get to watch Star Wars, yes, of course I would cave. But she wasn't relatable to me. She was what I wanted to be. She is what women strive to be. We want to be that strong, and we want to be that confident, and we want to have that presence when we enter a room. But guess what? A lot of us don't have that. We have to kind of, meander our way through life, and same thing with men. You know, we're not born with that confidence. Very few people are. We have to learn how to get that. We have to learn how to handle ourselves during social situations like that. And Leia, obviously, she grew up with very, like, upheld parents, and, you know, she was in that, so it makes sense why she got to that level. But obviously, us, we're not born with kings and queens or politicians or, you know, people like that. If you are, that's awesome, you get to learn that. But the rest of us normal folk, we don't get that. We have to learn that, and it takes a lifetime to learn how to be like that. And it wasn't relatable to me as a child. Yes, I can see how she got there, but I can't do that. And then you see Luke, who's this guy that's, you know, he's just living a normal life. You know, they're struggling. He can't even go to school because they need him on the farm. I understood that completely. You know, I was a kid, but I grew up on a farm too. You know what? I had to help my parents. My mom had us help clean the house. I helped my dad feed the animals. I totally saw what Luke was going through. I was a lot younger than him, but I completely related to that. You know, yeah, kids, we can't go to Disneyland or we can't go to the water slides because, you know, we have to save money. We have to, you know, make a living. And, you know, yes, I get that, Luke. That I was completely relatable, you know, I could relate to Luke. And I'm a girl, and I can relate to Luke. Guess what? Apparently you don't understand that. Apparently you don't know. You lived in this perfect bubble where everything was just handed to you, and you don't understand that there's people out there that struggle, and women don't just get to sit there and let it get handed to us. We have to go out and we have to work too. Unlike you, where you just get to ride on somebody's famous name and got to work on all these movies with someone who is actually talented, that knows the art of storytelling, and you got to write that on your resume, and that's how you got to the position that you were when you actually didn't do anything. So, yeah, guess what? You are completely wrong. You don't know anything about women. You don't know anything about Luke Skywalker, and you don't know anything about Star Wars. And look at how you epically butchered it and made all of us so insanely angry. And you thought that you would take it upon yourself to be the speaker for women? Well, guess what? All you did was piss off every man out there and piss off every woman out there that loves Star Wars. When I watch that as a woman, I am offended that those women that you introduced, that is what you think we should aspire to, that we look up to. When I watched, you know, gosh, that was a lot. When I watched the new, like, first Star Wars movie, The Force Awakens, the only reason why I thought Rey could be redeemable, because I thought that she was someone and that she was put on Jakku because they were trying to hide her when Kylo Ren went off and did his killing spree of all of Luke's Jedi, and that she actually had prior knowledge. That's why she was so good at everything. And then when you release The Last Jedi and we find out that that's not actually the case, then it was like, okay, so this girl is just perfect at everything, kind of has no personality, and just, yeah, she liked Han Solo, which, I mean, as a girl, I can totally see why someone would like Han Solo, but she's not relatable. I don't relate to Rey. I mean, if I were just to pick up a lightsaber and, you know, try to fight, yeah, I mean, yes, I know how to fight with a lightsaber, but if I was in that situation, how the heck did she learn how to use a lightsaber and not cut her hand off the first time? Because you know what, it takes a long time to learn how to fight like that, and you don't just get good at it like that. You can have any teacher that knows how to, you know, do fencing or professional sword fighting or any type of fighting. They're going to tell you you're not going to be good at it the first time, and the first time you fight someone that has that much knowledge in it, they are going to kick your ass and you are going to epically fail. But no, with Rey, she's absolutely perfect at everything. Guess what? That is not a relatable character. Then you have Rose, who's in love with the first guy that she meets and cries about everything. Yes, that's not relatable, and that is kind of pathetic. That's what you want us to relate to? No. You want us to say, oh no, love is the most important thing? Guess what? Sometimes it is, but in that situation, surviving is the most important thing. And you want to force that down our throats and say that that is what we women relate to? What the hell? I don't want to be like that. That's insulting to me as a woman. If you want to go see what a strong female character is, go watch Game of Thrones. That is a perfect example of strong female characters that aren't bashing on men. And, if you're going to take a strong female woman, you need to have, her counterpart, which is a strong male lead as well. Because if you're just going to have all these strong women, there needs to be that opposite of an opponent. You want to show that Rey is the strong female character and she's fighting, the First Order. And, you trying to do that with Kylo Ren, but he's just a weak little crybaby who just happens to have amazing parents and an awesome grandfather. But guess what? He's weak as hell. It's infuriating that you want to force this down our throats and say that this is what we women feel, because it's not how we feel. Honestly, you want to look at Luke Skywalker and watch the originals and tell me that he's not relatable? He goes through absolute hell to learn how to be a good Jedi. He goes through 3 movies worth of training and learning himself and being patient and learning compassion for his friends and learning how to become one with his inner battle. And you think that we can't relate to that? You think that a person, just because we have a different anatomical structure than a guy, that we can't relate to someone that's going through an inner battle within themselves, that's trying to better themselves, that is trying to make a difference in the world? You think we can't relate to him because he is a man and we are women? What the hell kind of movement are you trying to make? You are the exact opposite of feminist. You think that women can't relate to someone that's trying to make a difference in the world, that's trying to better themselves? Who the hell do you think you are saying that we as women can't relate to that? That is insulting, not just to me, but to every woman out there that is trying to be comfortable with who we are, that is trying to better ourselves, that is trying to make a difference in the world. And it's insulting, so insulting, and it makes me so angry. And I just can't believe that someone like you got to the position that they were in. And you know what? Actually, it kind of makes sense. Let's take, a board of directors that are just be like, okay, let's hire her because she's a freaking moron. And she's going to try to make this big feminist movement, but she's actually going to watch it burn up and die in front of her. And it's going to make it even harder for women to make a difference in this industry. And, a lot of people say that it's very hard for women and that we have a hard time, breaking through and doing stuff. But when I look at it, I'm just like, that's kind of, like, for me at least, when I've watched this, that's kind of not true. There's women in every industry in the world, and saying that we need to, force it down our throats that, women are strong and that women can do this. Yeah, I freaking know that. I know that I'm strong. I know that lots of women are strong. I know a lot of women that are very stronger than men, mentally, if not physically. And the exact thing goes the opposite way. I know a lot of men that are mentally stronger than women. And I know a lot of, obviously, men are physically stronger than most women. But at the same time, you have to understand that the world isn't made up of one gender and that it is a yin and yang. That is why that exists, because it takes both of us to work together to make the world a better place, you can have a very good movie that has only, women in it, or a very good movie that has only men. If you ever want to watch, just a single-sex movie, I would highly recommend watching the movie 12 Angry Men. That's a movie with only men in it, and it's amazing. I'm blanking on a movie right now that has only women in it, and maybe The L Word, but I mean, that's more of like a TV show. But I don't understand why they feel that they need to force it down our throats, that, women need to be stood up for in a very horrible way. If you want to do that, you need to find someone that is a very, very, very talented story writer, because the way that you have been doing it lately is very offensive to women. When I look at movies and I see a movie with a very strong female character, which is quite a few, and they're awesome. And then I watch movies like this new Star Wars movie where it just like makes you hate every single woman in the movie. What kind of movement is that when you are trying to make this big feminine movement and you make every single female character like just the absolute worst embodiment of what a woman could be? It's insulting, and it just makes me so angry. I hate what you did to Luke, because Luke was such a relatable character, and you saying that he is not, just, it makes me question not your own judgment, because that was just thrown out the door the second that this new movie came out, but it makes me question your intelligence. Because how could someone that got to the place that you were think that the hero of a story was unrelatable? I mean, you could very easily switch Luke out with a female character, and guess what? The movie fucking works. It has nothing to do with his gender. It's because he is a well-written character. It is because he has qualities about him that aren't perfect. He didn't get perfect overnight. He built himself to what he was. He went through struggles, and we saw that. He went through all of this training to be better at the Force, just like all of us do when we are trying to become the people that we aspire to be. And, anyone that's telling you that's growing up, we try to better ourselves constantly. That is a very relatable quality. The need for adventure, that's a very relatable quality. Family drama that Luke has to go through with his father. I'm pretty sure everyone on the face of the planet can relate to family drama. And Luke has to go with this inner battle of right and wrong, and should he go and save his friends from Darth Vader, or should he continue his training like he's told to? We all go through that where we have to choose between what we should do and what is the right thing to do. That is something that I think every intelligent human being can understand, and that's something that most of us have gone through in our life. And for you to say that women cannot relate to that, who the hell do you think you are? You have not just insulted me, but you have insulted every single woman on this planet and the ones up in outer space. If you think the only ones that we can relate to are women who are perfect for absolutely no reason, women who are condescending and are disgusted by men and look down on men and just have this air of arrogance about us, and women who cry about everything and their only goal in life is to find someone to love them. How absolutely pathetic. You think that about us women? I mean, as a woman, I can say that because I am disgusted by you. And when I read that, the only reason why people don't like the new Star Wars is because we're sexist and misogynistic, excuse me? I mean, yes, there's plenty of men out there that are going to not like Star Wars, and guess what? There's plenty of women. And for you, yes, there's always going to be that one asshole that ruins it for everyone. Just go and read the comments on my first video. But as a woman, I'm going to stand up for the guys out there that felt the same way that I do, that are actually intelligent, that can see what is the same thing that I am seeing. But we don't like that movie because we're sexist and misogynistic. We don't like it because it is a terrible film. And you not only dissed us, you dissed the people that made Star Wars what it is. And you took these amazing characters and you stabbed them in the back, and you stabbed us in the back, and you did it on purpose. So how dare you? You deserve to go rot in that horrible place that nobody ever wants to go to. And you just need to go back underneath that rock in the earth and stay there, because you have no right to make films. You have no right to take something that we love so much and just destroy it. And then you have no right to take responsibility for an entire gender and speak for us, because you don't know anything about women. You don't know anything about men. You don't know anything about how the world works or about how the art of storytelling is meant to be done. So how dare you Just because you came into this position of power doesn't mean you deserve it, and doesn't mean you know what the hell it is that you are doing. Because you insulted us, and you insulted our intelligence, and you insulted something that so many people loved, and you don't care about it. You decided that you liked this position of power and that you wanted to speak for us. Well, guess what? If you're going to speak for something, you need to know what the hell you are talking about. The reason why so many people watched my first video and watched my second video is because, hey, guess what? I love Star Wars and I know what the hell I'm talking about. And I've seen so many videos from people who feel the same way that I do, and I've read the comments on those videos and on my own video, and I am not the only one that feels this way, and I know plenty of other women that agree with me. And you just need to take a step back and do us all a favor and hopefully quit or hire someone that... Sorry guys, I got a call in the middle of my video. Now I know to save it on airplane mode. But my cousin had a baby and it's a boy. Oh my gosh, it's so exciting. Anyway, back to what I was talking about. You have absolutely no right to take a stance for us as a gender because, like I said, you have no idea what you are talking about, and the way you decided to betray us was insulting, not just to us, but to everyone. You really need to understand that if you are going to take something that so many people love and that obviously we are going to have very strong, passionate opinions about, and we are going to not only speak our opinions, but we are going to be very, very, very vocal about it, and we are going to take a stance against you because, yeah, it was horrible, and it could have been done right. And you decided to do it wrong, and you did it on purpose because you wanted to let your own imagination and your own opinion stand through. And then you look at it and there's no substance behind any of the characters. That just makes me think that that is what you are like, that you have absolutely no substance to you, and you don't have a brain inside your skull, and you don't understand what it is to be human. Not just a woman, not just a man, but to be human. And to be able to relate to someone that is different than you, and to be able to relate to someone that is similar to you, that is the same gender as you, and you must not know any strong women in your life, which is very, very sad because there are some amazing women out there, and if you, whatever in your head you think a strong woman is, and you made that into the new Star Wars movie, and you embodied those characteristics, you don't know anything about women, obviously. And if that is what you think us women are like, you must have absolutely horrible people to look up to in your life. You must have never read a book. You must have never watched a film or a play. You don't know what makes a strong woman. And it's very clear to me that you are not one yourself because you would have seen what was going wrong and you would have stood up for it and you would have fixed it, but you didn't. Instead, you made it the piece of that it is, and you will stand behind that. And you did what you did to Luke, which is insulting. You took someone that was so strong, that gave so much of us hope, that showed us what it is to be a good person, that showed us that hard work and perseverance was able to get you to become what you always wanted to be, and was able to stand up for all this bad in the world and save the galaxy and to save his father. And instead, you looked at that and you said that no woman was able to relate to that? How? How do you think that me as a woman cannot relate to that? You think, excuse me, you think that I am not able to relate to a good person? You think that you yourself are not able to relate to a good person just because he is a man? That is absolutely insulting. Insulting to me and to every single woman out there. That is insulting to yourself. That makes every single man, woman, and child out there question your intelligence. Do you understand that? Do you understand the severity of your actions? Because I don't think you do. I don't think any woman, man, or child out there is ever going to take you seriously again. And it's pretty sad that you are now in a position of power and you get to make executive decisions on something that so many people love, and you are making the wrong ones. How dare you? How dare you insult me? How dare you insult every other woman on the face of the planet by saying that those women in The Last Jedi are what we have to look forward to, that is the embodiment of femininity, and that is what feminism is, because that is not what feminism is. That is just insulting to not me, but everyone. And I know I've said that a lot in this video, but what I've seen from their response to us being so mad about it is that we are sexist and misogynistic. But guess what? A lot of the Star Wars fans out there are men. And, you know, there are a lot of women out there that love Star Wars, but there, I guess, aren't that many that are as vocal. So, you know what? As a woman, you're going to look at everything that I have said and say that I am sexist and misogynistic. Well, guess what? You are 100% wrong, because if anything, I am standing up for every woman out there that was offended by what you said we are like, and that you gave us these characters which are completely unrelatable characters, which don't make any sense, that aren't human, and you say that that is what us women are like. How dare you? How dare you? You know what? You can say that apparently I'm sexist and misogynistic, but guess what? I'm not. And as a woman, you can't bash on me and say that, because you just took this generic response saying that, oh, men can't relate to women and that's why they hate The Last Jedi. No, they hate The Last Jedi because it was absolutely horrible. Horrible. And the characters were unrelatable. And you took characters that had, you know, very good beginnings and, you know, good starting off points, and that it looked like their characters were going somewhere, and you took it and you stomped on it and you threw them, you know, to the side and said, let's just diss them. No, that's not how you gain an audience. That's not how people, you know, rally behind you and support you. All of us rally behind the original Star Wars and say, look, this is amazing. Nothing will ever be able to touch this because it is perfect. Everything about it, you know, it has a beginning, middle, and end in every single film. It has relatable characters. They go through a struggle. You can see how they each change in every single movie. So there's character development, there's plot development, there's amazing art behind it, and cinematography and music and lighting, and I could go on for hours on how amazing those movies are. And you have the new movies where the characters, they're completely unrelatable. Everyone that just watches it is like, what the hell were you thinking when you wrote this? The people that wrote it don't know anything about the original characters. The only thing that you guys got right in it was, guess what? The music. The music and the art. That is the only thing that I think is good in the new Star Wars movie. And guess what? That's because you had an amazing person like John Williams, and he signed on for it. And, you know, that was already laid in for you on how the music for Star Wars was supposed to be. And there you go. That's what's good. But then this whole movement of, we need to make it a feminist stance, and we need to make it all about women empowerment. Well, guess what? There are some really, really great films and movies out there that do it right. Go watch Wonder Woman. Go watch Game of Thrones. Go watch Lara freaking Croft. Go watch, gosh, so many movies out there. Go watch The Pelican Brief. Go watch Silence of the Lambs. Go watch Star Trek Voyager. Actually, for that case, go watch any Star Trek. It's all got such strong female characters in it. I mean, Walking Dead, I can go on for days on how you make a strong, relatable female character that doesn't bash on us as a gender, that doesn't make us look stupid, but instead you decided to take every single worst aspect of a person and put it into these characters and say, here you go. That's what women get to aspire to. Well, guess what? That is complete bullshit, and you should not be making movies. You should not be in a position of power to make these decisions, and you don't get to speak for us. Now, you're going to try to say that, you know, women don't get to, you know, be relating to men, when you're 100% wrong, because if you want to look at Star Wars from a feminist perspective, what we get to look at, the most feminist character, I believe, in that movie was Poe Dameron, because, you know, you make a rash decision, which when we do that, you know, we're very heated. And what do men say? Oh, it's because you're on your period. You must be PMSing because you're making like such irrational, rash decisions. So there you go. And then getting bashed on because you made this irrational, rash decision and you're just like, I'm going to stick to it. There you go. There's Poe. That's something that a lot of women can relate to, is getting bashed for something that you did, even though, you know, you went against orders and you went against what the men said, you know, was the standard, and you're like, no, I did it because it had to be done. And yes, we lost a lot, but we got it done. And then you have the higher up, you know, a man looking down at you being like, no, that's wrong. You did it because, you know, you're a woman and you can't make right decisions. Where they did it the opposite, where they're like, hey, guess what? You're a man and I'm a woman with purple hair and apparently, you know, I can just talk down to you. Well, guess what? That's actually what a lot of women have to deal with. I have done that before, where I remember one of my first jobs when I was in college was I had this boss, and it had to do with a lot of his background, but, you know, he would give me shit all the time because he's like, oh, you're a girl, like, you wouldn't know any better. And I'm like, actually, because I'm a girl, I do know better, and you're a dick. Anyway, then you would just have them, like, ragging on Poe this entire movie and, you know, holding things back from him because, you know, she doesn't trust him. Guess what? That's what a lot of women have to deal with. Like, there you go. There is the most feminist character in the movie, is Poe, having to deal with this oppressive person that's holding them back. Well, guess what? If you wanted to do it where it's a feminist, you did the exact opposite, where you made the women look bad and the men look like they had to struggle against the women. And that's what you're doing. That is one of the biggest things that's wrong. If you wanted to make us look good, you didn't. You made us all look horrible. You made us look stupid. You made us look, you know, not in control of our emotions. You made us, there's so much that's wrong with this, and so much that's offensive by this, not just to me as a woman, but to men too, and to all the children that are going to grow up that have to watch this. Like, what the hell were you thinking? I'm out of breath, and I don't think that there's any more that can be said about this. Well, guys, thank you for watching. I know that I was very upset talking about this, and it's because I'm offended, and from watching the video, you can see why I'm offended. I'm going to talk about something else now, and it is, yeah, thank you guys so much. I reached, you know, over 1,000 subscribers, and my video went from only a couple thousand views to over, you know, 37,000 views. So thank you so much for all of you guys that have watched my videos, have subscribed to my channel, and, you know, commented on it and told me your opinions. I loved hearing it, and I did, like a lot of you guys said, I went out and I made a Google account. If you want to email me, feel free to. I'll put all of the links in the description, but I made an email address, so it's thatstarwarsgirl@gmail.com if you want to email me and talk to me. That's awesome. That's actually the best way to contact me, because then I can just pull it up on my computer and just type you guys a response. I did make an Instagram. It's at thatstarwarsgirl77. If you don't know why it's 77, then go do some research. And I made a Twitter. I can't remember the name of it right now. I think it's like That Star Wars Girl, but it's too long, so I didn't put an I in the word girl. And what else did I make? I made a Facebook page, which is called That Star Wars Girl. All the links are going to be in the description. So, you know, I don't really know what those things are used for. Well, I mean, of course I know what Instagram and stuff is used for. I just don't really know what the Facebook page is for. I have one for my art, but I didn't know what it's going to be used for this, but somebody requested it, so I made one. It's on there. I'll post like my updates on my videos, and if you guys want to talk to me or have questions, email me, Facebook me, Instagram me, whatever you guys want. But it's been really awesome hearing like what you guys had to say and talking to some of you that did contact me. So thanks, guys. Thank you for supporting me, and, you know, thank you for watching, and thank you for reaching out. It means so much to me to know that there's others out there that feel the same way that I do and that I can relate to. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I will be making more videos, and like you guys requested, I got a microphone! Yay! I hope the audio, you guys notice a difference in this video. I did order some other filming equipment, which is going to come in later in the week. Thanks, Amazon. You guys are awesome. And just, I'm going to try to make these better. I don't want to spend like a fortune on it just because I don't know how to do this completely to the best that I can, but I just know kind of the basics. So I'm just going to work on that, and you know, as I learn, it'll get better. So bear with me for now. But again, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I know a lot of you guys have been asking about the art in the background. Yeah, so I actually am a professional concept artist. I'm doing a lot of freelancing right now, and I'm getting ready for a convention, and it's a horror convention, which is why I got Hannibal Lecter in the background, which a lot of you guys pointed out. He is my favorite villain. Silence of the Lambs is one of my favorite movies. I've read the book, I have the audiobook, I watch the movie all the time. I have some awesome t-shirts from it. That's why I did him first. And then, yeah, that's a painting of Jon Snow, Tyrion, and Khaleesi. It's because, you know, they're the three heads of the dragon. I don't know if you guys are big Game of Thrones fans. I am. I read all the books, and then the TV show came out, and I was like, yes, finally, and it's awesome, and it's painful waiting for the new season, but it's going to be so good. I just don't want it to end. And, yeah, so I got, lots of art in the background. I'm filming this in my art studio / garage because I'm horrible. I get paint everywhere. But I also have, you know, my own art website if you guys want to check it out. It's just Mellow Designs, it's AnnaMellowDesigns.com if you want to go check out my art. I also have an art Instagram, which is just at mellow_designs, and that's where I post a lot of art. I haven't posted any in a while just because I kind of am one of those artists that I'm not happy with anything that I do, but I guess I will post more. I've been trying to do a couple different collections, but anyway, I just have so much going on, and thanks for like noticing it. You guys are awesome. Hopefully there'll be more. Like I have this Shape of Water one I'm working on, and I just have a lot of projects. I'm one of those people that I jump from project to project, so you'll see some and it'll change as I make videos, but I just didn't want to be one of those people that I just have a white background in front of me. You know, this is me, this is where I spend most of my time, and that's what I work on, and that's what I love. And yeah, someone asked me if I should, like, you know, do some Star Wars ones. I did when The Force Awakens came out. I did a drawing of Rey, I did a drawing of Finn, I did one of BB-8, which I don't like, but I was just like, oh yeah, these characters are cool. I'll just do, you know, some really quick fan art. But like I said, I'm one of those artists, I never am really happy with the way things turn out. But it's even more so with Star Wars because it's something that I love so much. I just feel like I can never do it justice. So I should try, but there's other things that I would rather be doing, and there's other things that I need to do for work. But I mean, I guess I could do some Star Wars fan art, but like I said, I just won't be happy with it, and I can't do it justice. So I don't really feel like I should, you know, just Star Wars in that way by making horrible art. But anyway, thank you for noticing, thank you for subscribing, thank you for liking, and thank you for all of your comments, and I'm really interested to see how you guys feel about this new video. So let me know in the comments, let me know what you liked, let me know if there's something you want me to talk about more. Yeah, thanks guys, you guys are awesome, and I do this for you guys because it's really important to me to know that, you know, just because, yeah, I'm a girl, and yeah, it's kind of hard to find other people out there that like Star Wars as much as I do, but at the same time, it's not just hard to find someone that loves Star Wars, it's hard to find someone that I can talk to in depth about Star Wars with, because, you know, everyone can like Star Wars, but it's special people like me and everyone that leaves all those novels of comments that, you know, we can really get into it with. So I really appreciate you guys, and I really look forward to what you guys are going to say. So yeah, thank you, and I can't wait to look forward to the future and seeing what else is going to become of this channel and seeing what you guys have to say. So thank you. Have an awesome day until next time, guys. Bye.